Hello and welcome to the library. Hi. I'm extremely tired today. This is like madness. And that's why we're having a chill stream today. Sorry. Hello. So hello Rani, hello May. And hello to the others if they are here, and maybe they are not, because we know that the others are also a bit busy with things. So yeah, a chill stream for today. Well, first of all, I hope that you're doing well in this, Friday. I do believe that you're streaming. Yeah, you're streaming Devil May Cry 5 a bit later, right? May. We are doing a very chill stream today because, well, it was supposed to be a leaf of their books, but I was kind of going through the materials again, and I was a bit unhappy with the way everything was set up, because like the script for this particular overarching theme was kind of, well, was made to be like an entire video, and I kind of like split that up in like 4 parts for the live format. But like the first part, I think it's not very good. I think it needs like a bit more backbone. So I'm going through things. I'm searching like new materials that I can show on stream. I want to take like a few more recordings of the games that I want to showcase. So we are not doing a leaf of their books this week, but it will come back the week after our break, so like in 2 weeks, and hopefully I will be happy with what I have been cooking. Sorry, I was not watching chat because I was cleaning my glasses. Yeah, be tired and already busy situation. I mean, as usual. You are just chilling right now though and doing some small tasks, so this is perfect. Perfect then. Are you sure that I am the one with very high standards? My standards are crazy. Let me just write something. Whoop. Yeah, sorry, I can't write and make small talks at the same time. So you got peer pressure to do a 14 stream, and the 14 players are not here. This is madness. This is madness. I'm gonna switch to Trick Shot Simulator. Maybe one day. Yeah. So we'll do just crafting, because we can like immediately transition to the the game layout, because it's not like there's like a distinction between like pre-stream yapping and yapping while crafting, because we're yapping in every situation. Okay. So yep, put that here. You're a 14 player, but no active subscription. Like you're in EU, right? We should be friends at some point. If you take your subscription again, hide your world at least to not dox yourself. I can hide my world, but it's like hiding like this. Like the layout is crazy. So the plan for today is basically to do some crafting, because I've not done the crafting gear for this particular patch, so 7.1. And because I will be raiding Savage, I kind of need to what do I want to say? I'm so tired. Like I don't at me, but like I fell asleep. Like I went to bed when the sun was rising. So obviously, like Miyabi is kind of out of it. Yeah, we need to do Savage, and to craft the gear for Savage, I need to get like this current crafting gear. One could say that, but Miyabi, you don't need, you have done like Savage the tier before, you don't need to get like the new gear, you will be okay for like Savage. Yes, but we are Abyss here. This is serious business. Imagine being able to unsub and not lose my house, your house. Well, I mean, I'm trapped in the same situation. Yeah. You can minus 2,000. I want to figure out my account for that eventually. I mean, we talked about that on your stream, I believe. So you're up to date with the expansion. I just unlocked a dungeon yesterday. I not finished the MSQ because like I was doing that with friends and we were kind of doing roulettes. So I did not finish like the story of this current patch. Maybe that's something, you know, I will probably do like during this weekend. Did you do dungeon? Yeah, I did a dungeon. We did a dungeon with Sigrid and Vi and other people, well, the people from our static, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. But mostly, you know, because we did like the dungeon with... I mean... It's like... I think like the last boss... You did this like the last boss. I think the last boss, I kind of enjoyed it as a healer. So like as a caster, long-ranged. You know who I'm prone to walk into holes. Yeah, I can understand, but I kind of enjoy like the fact that you had like this very unsafe zone in the middle. It was kind of like one of these Stormblood dungeon. Which one was it? It was there was a dungeon. Was it the Swallow Compass? I think it's the Swallow Compass where you have the second boss. And it's kind of similar. No, you have to be on the edge of the arena, something like that. Am I losing it? I don't know. I feel like it's Swallow Compass, but the middle is just water. Healer main. I am a healer main. Yes, white mage main. You get a dot. Yeah. True. Yeah, it's like really a wall. I don't know. I enjoy the dungeon, but again, like it's, you know, the new formula for dungeon, which is like kind of like stale at some point. While in that boss, you just die. Yeah. I mean, I was, you know, because you need to run like around the edge of the arena, and you have like the AoEs chasing behind you, and exactly you lose all your gap closing and etc. And like side casting was like a bit hard. So I died, I think, once on this boss, and then I was like, okay, I need to save like lilies and movement to be able to run and like avoid the AoEs. And I was also like the edge of the arena is so tight that I couldn't use the dash because like I would. Whoop, my game is. I don't know why it's. What is happening? My ping is a bit crazy, I think. But like you cannot dash because the dash is sending you too far away as a straight line. If mobility was peak, it would be less of a problem, but with how wonky Fortune is, I do not trust. This is true. I think so, yes. I think like the hole had to be a little bit, you know, smaller. But yeah, I'm a healer main because I always liked enjoyed playing support in MMOs, and I really like the aesthetic of white mage. So I'm kind of like, don't tell Yoshipi about that, but I like, we are using modes, and I have changed the effects for like the spells that I use, and those are all like flower based. So we can like go, by the way. They're flower based because like I'm playing like a white mage, but in my headcanon it's a floral mage. And yeah, I like the aesthetic. I play that boss when I'm 100% anxious all the time because I do not trust my movement. I can get that, to be fair. The Qs are pretty short too. I don't know. Nowadays, like Qs you can see there. The Qs are like mostly for tanks. Like if you're playing healers, it's like short, but like if you really want to Q, you need to like go as a tank, which is annoying because like I want like the materia for the next tier, and I'm forced to play tank, and I cannot play healer. And it was, in my days, we could play healer and it was fine. But like, yeah, I have like custom effects for white mage, for my floral mage. Flowers. I don't know why I'm lagging a little bit. Modes in my games? Yes. You're free. So yeah, I do enjoy like the more flower aspect, natural aspect of like white mage, which is like the thing I'm a bit sad with. The fact that we really went into like light aspected like spells. I do understand why, but like I think it's like not as interesting to me than, you know, playing with nature. And so I have my modes because I'm this kind of person. I feel they box themselves in job design into rare niches. In terms of like, you mean like visual design? It's very Miyabi. This is true. This is my aesthetic. You main paladin. Yeah, I mean paladin is I mean quite cozy to play, I would say, nowadays. But yeah, don't tell Yoshipi. Then they don't know what gear, weapon, spells to make because they went into these things. This is true. Like I think like you have like no identity. Like I've done like my glam for the next year, and I wanted to go for the very natural, you know, aspect. And for the weapon, you don't have a lot of weapon for white mage that are nature based. Well, this is the Shadowbringer's relic. You don't have, yeah. I think you have one flower bouquet, but not only for white mage. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, this is a bit annoying. And the weapons are a bit very random lately. Like they're going for Joke's weapon, and you need this in certain jobs that the job gear, every expansion is the same. I think so. I mean, Paladin is like, Paladin is a very simple, let's say, archetype, but yeah, I don't know. And I don't think like Paladin is the worst in terms of like job gear, but Summoner, definitely, it's a bit sad because I enjoy like the added level of detail that they give, you know, to the closes. This is like the Cape of Happiness that you could like farm during the previous expansion, I believe, with the treasure maps. And I like the design. Well, the sleeves are like another piece of clothes, but I enjoyed it. I think like I'm you know, there's like a good level of detail, but it's often the same thing. Paladin is kind of okay because they decided to go all good armor is Paladin, edgy armor is Dark Knight, but then Warrior and Gunbreaker are left in the void. Yeah, I was talking to like the member of my static, and the discussion was on Warrior, and she said that she really disliked the aesthetic of Warrior. Because you cannot have something that feels a bit more smart and classy. And I do agree, like it's hard to get something that works for Warrior. I have this, but I feel like this is you're already at the limit of what you can do in terms of like classiness for like Warrior. And this is the Rathalos armor. This is not even like a Warrior armor, so I never liked any Warrior artifact armor, but also for tribal berserker kind of gear, it's kind of mid as well. I do agree. It's like you show a lot of skin. You have this barbarian like I don't know vibe. It's a bit sad. But yeah, I will also like learn Teamcraft, and also I can start while we are doing that. I can start the things on the background, so you get like you can get some more things happening on screen. So on the top right is like a lecture from Cedric Villani on the, well, you can see the synthetic theory of the Ricci curvature, which is like a way to describe like the curvature of space-time. And he's especially going through, I think in this first lesson, the Ricci tensors, but whatever, it's not like very important. And on the bottom left, you have, well, some trickshot simulator, and I think like the VOD for this particular challenge is like 4 hours long. So yeah, we'll be here for a while. They wanted to go more like armored fighter, and there are so many inspiration to find that are not nude or spikes. I do agree, but like I think they are running into a problem because like it's the same thing with Monk. I think like it fits like a very similar archetype, but at the same time like they have to make the warriors a barbarian, and it just, yeah, it's like such a small niche, which is a bit unfortunate. But well, I think like if you could like take clothes from other job, you would have a better time doing glam and, you know, just having something that fits your aesthetic. But unfortunately, it's not the case. So Teamcraft is here. I will put that. Okay, so we have like a very long stream today. Maybe we won't craft everything because like I have to craft the entire like set of tools, and I'm like, maybe it's not needed. We'll focus like at the very least on the left side. Well, not here, but the left side gear, obviously. Because like I think we are not crafting any accessories. The accessories are the same since like 7.0. So we are kind of like good with that. The problem with accessory is that I still have like very old pieces of gear, just because they have been like pentamelded, and they are like objectively better than, you know, the more recent accessories, but that I only have like normal, melted normally. Monk, they put themselves into the Eastern martial artists as well, yes. But for Warrior, they could go for many indigenous fighter and be more open to options, for example. Same for Monk, they could find other martial artist outfits. Yes, especially since you don't have like roles. We don't have like, I mean, job quest anymore. Like it's role quest, so you could like, you know, you're not tied to like your teacher and like the school of martial art, let's say, that you started with. But it's kind of the problem with like 14. It's like I think they are handling some of the, you know, more cultural closes quite well, and some other you're like, okay, this is like not really good. So by the way, like this is also the new hairstyle that has been released on the chaotic raid. So I've not done chaotic because I didn't have the opportunity for it, but I bought it on the market board. Like I spent, I think, like almost 20 million for this haircut, but it is so pretty. It's like such a vibe. Or imagine if they want concept job plus expansion concept to make artifact gear. Instead of red mage generic or monk generic, they could go to Tuliolal monk, Tuliolal red mage. I wanted to say maybe it's... No, they never tried this really, but I do agree. Which is a bit annoying because after that, you... Like the crafted gear, for example, I believe that the crafted gear for like combat, for this this patch, the patch that will be released next week, and like the previous one, it's like the same idea of like Tuliolal. It's not even, you know, oh, we are trying to do something different. It's again Tuliolal, and I mean, I do enjoy like Tuliolal fashion, but like it's not a lot of variety in general. And I think like the crafted gear for this patch is like pretty sad. Always found the base hairstyles a bit bland, so hoping we get even more pretty ones like this. Yeah, this is like such a good one. I think they are trying to do something else. You know, we have like kind of long hair for the game, and it's really pretty. It's just it's locked between like, you know, savage difficulty content, so that's why I'm kind of using like another hairstyle. Because like it's so hard to find like ponytails in this game. Crafters and gatherers gear have been quite expansion thematic, both Tuliolal and Solution 9. Yeah, I think so. Well, I mean, we'll craft like some crafting and gathering gear, and I think it's Solution 9 peeled, but like it's kind of, yeah. Combat gear is kind of onion, yeah, but it's like per role, not per job. It's not imagining like a new all white mage, it's just a general caster. I do think so, and I think like having like role based fashion is kind of like limiting your options a lot. I do agree, yeah. But anyway, let me like focus on crafting just a little bit so we can like get things started. At least we should, like, you know. So we're crafting, I will say we're crafting with plugins because we don't have the time. You're not seeing the plugins. You do not see the plugins. So you don't know I'm using them. It's incredible. I can tell you that I'm doing everything by myself. You're not seeing them. Okay, so it's not embedded in the game. It's like another layer on top of the game, like all the Dalamut thingy, because you're not seeing it in the game capture. So we should try to... Oh, you're like an easy rotation, right? My issue is that why are you... Okay, I can do that. We don't need to use food for this. The question is, where are you? It's Falimnis and we need like 4 of them. So I'll take like 20. Depends on how you share your game and if you're full screen or window. I'm windowed and like I'm capturing the game. Well, this is the game capture from OBS. But yeah, it's an overlay and that's why it covers the game and hides things. Also depends if you have multi-monitor enabled or not, I think. I mean, I don't mind you not seeing, you know, things because it's like not very interesting either way, but yeah. At some point maybe we'll like, you know, branch out and do some roulettes if like crafting gets a bit dull, but we don't need food for this. We said claro, walnut, lumber. There you are. I can craft. Yeah, let's send this. And there you are. Just explaining that if it appears one day and you don't want it to appear, yeah. Like I was ready, you know, to have it like on stream, but I think like it's fine. You're way more manual than I thought. Listen, I know this game. The use is plugin. Oh, you saw that as something like on the messages in the menu. Oh yeah. I think because it's like they're using it through actions. Like they're typing like the command in the chat instead of like clicking on things, I believe. But yeah. So basically, that's like the entire concept of this stream. We are crafting and we are yapping. Like this is the most uninteresting, you know, gameplay that you can see. But I think some newer plugins are hooking into the game UI. Oh, I see. Interesting. I can see like on the top of my projector that like Cedric Villani is going hard on math. I just put the whole list into Artisan and it does the subcraft for me as well. Ah, yes. I mean, does it check your... Because the problem here is that I don't have like a great stats. So like I fear that some of the crafts will fail if I go without going, you know, for subcrafts with high quality and just kind of like... Do you hear the sound of this or not? I think you hear the sound of like this crazy thing. I should like remove that. Yes, perfect. The Connect 4 jingle. This is crazy. You will die from it. If it crafts, it will go for HQ. Okay, well, I like doing it, you know, a bit like in manually. Where's there a teacher teaching on top? There's a teacher. Well, I'm answering like the YouTube chat. I've put like Cedric Villani on top because like we're crafting and it's very dull, and so you can like focus on the math on the blackboard on the top right, or you can focus on the Trickshot Simulator on the bottom left. So you have like, you know, I'm capturing the attention of the Gen Z viewer like that. But yeah, okay, so that's done for this. I have like other lumber thingy that I should do. Like if you want normal pre-craft, you can check Wixing. That's how you keep the kids watching. Yeah, I mean that was Rani idea. Like, I see. So we're going for 9. I will like just remove the sound effect. I think like it's a little bit too loud for the stream. The problem exactly, we are now struggling because it's you can see that it's advanced recipe and it's 2 stars, and those ones like I'm struggling a little bit with them. So like the normal crafter will not work and I have like to use one of my custom macro. And do I have like don't know. I have enough of that. I think, yes, I have my tisane and I have like the steak. So that should be good. I have the buffs also on, right? Okay. I mean, I will refresh the buffs when they will like run out. But yeah, let's go for, yeah, all of them. But yeah, so the other day, like I went to my bookstore to get like one manga that was released like very recently in France. I mean, I think I got like the manga a bit early because it shouldn't have hit the shelves yet. And so this is like, can I like find while things is the thing will craft like in the background? Like you will see the FPS drop a little bit because I'm not focusing on the game. Song about cream. I mean, it's like Midori no Ta. Yeah, I won't find you like this. I need to type like in Japanese, in Japanese. Oh, it's there. Okay. So I'll just like show you that on the whoop. Oh no, it's like downloading it in like weird. Can I use like web? The web. You know what I mean. I'm focusing on at the same time on other things. No, I cannot like put that. I need like is Midori no Uta. Yes, the WebP format. Give me like I mean, I do get like the existence of this format. I think like it's a bit like annoying that, I mean, I can change. I think you can change if you type like, if you have like the file on your browser, if you just change to PNG, it will work, right? You can just like change the extension of the file in your browser. Or can you not? I don't remember. But yeah, so this is like the manga that depends on the site. Okay. This is the manga that I bought, so in French, because it has been translated in French. Very like interesting manga. So it's like, it was in Japanese, it's like 3 volumes, and it was like kind of like, you know, compressed into 2 volumes. For the French edition, it has been like edited by Casterman on their Sakka collection, and this is like the first manga of so many petals. So this is the first manga of like Gao Yan, who is like Taiwanese, and I think like she is living in Japan, but I'm not sure anymore. And it's basically like the story of a girl going, living in Taiwan, and like she's kind of like getting acquainted with like Japanese pop culture and also Western pop culture. And then she goes into Japan, and it's the story about her trying to, you know, find some meaning in life, trying to fall in love with people, but like with such a mature and like very organic vibe, I would say. And it's basically like there's a lot of references to Murakami, like a lot of, you know, music that Murakami is quoting in his books, like this idea of like showcasing different characters in their environment, and you have the camera very close to them. It's like such a pretty manga about art, about culture, about the nostalgia of Japanese pop culture. It has this, you know, kind of like Showa, neo-Showa nostalgia, and it's like really good. I don't know if I can like find like some. I think on Manga Index they have like Midori no Uta. They have translated a few chapters. Can I find you? And I just want to show you like the way it's like drawn, because there's something like very beautiful about it. Up. I'll put that in here. There you are. And so can I like change the path so I don't have like to create another one? Yeah. So I'll move that a little bit. Yep. Sorry, so you're not watching like the crafting, but you should add show a nostalgia mention to the bingo nobody does. But it exists inside our head. Oh yeah, the bingo. I mean, you're in charge of the bingo. If you want like some activity during the stream, you can like, I think you can create your own bingo, but like the way, you know, it's like, it has this really, really realistic vibe to it that I really like enjoy. Like the characters are so pretty. And you have a lot of, you know, very empty, like you see a lot of details in like the backgrounds, people doing things, but there's not a lot of text. It's just, you know, the main character kind of reminiscing about things, watching things, going to concerts, being like anxious, crying, being happy, and things like that. And it's such like, it's such a beautiful manga. I really love it. It was, I think, released in 2022 in Japan, and I don't know if there has been like an English translation, but we got like our translation in French, and I was so happy to be being able to, you know, to buy like those two volumes and have them in my library, because in my bookshelves, because this is like really, really pretty. You're covering the crafting, don't worry, it's getting there. Yes, and pretty. The style is very sketchy. Yes, and you have like very interesting like ideas about light also. Sometimes like she's watching the sun and she's like putting her hand, you know, in front of the sun, and you see kind of like the in black and white, but like the sun kind of like diluting the details of her hands, you know, in just like some very bright white. And it's so pretty. It's like the way I'm kind of describing this, and I know it's kind of like a bit crazy to say, and I will make a lot of enemies with that, but I will say it's like Oyasumi Pum Pum if it was good. I said it. I said it. It just, you know, it feels like genuine. It feels like sensible. Very we failed one, which shouldn't be like too important anyway, because obviously like the difficulty like 13 I mean 35 crafts are really more difficult than the level well, the difficulty 70, so we shouldn't have a problem with just one piece of one ingredient, let's say, one material that is not HQ. That should be good. But yeah, I have like other things. I have some talking points I want to go through, but like let's launch the next, you know, set of craft. We need to craft that. I don't have them in my inventory, and we need like 12. So 60 and 12, and it's filing this, okay. So we want, I should have done like some cleaning in my inventory, but I think I was too lazy for that. And we want 12. So we said that we wanted that. Doesn't matter which class we're using. I can go with the standard solver. So yeah, I was also, I say that I was like extremely tired at the beginning of the stream because I went to bed like so late. And like I woke up, I think I still, you know, slept for 6 hours, something like that. So I woke up like a bit after noon, I believe. And I was like, I need like to drink something that will give me a little bit of energy. And I do not enjoy coffee. I do not enjoy energy drinks. I think I never had like a Monster or, you know, Red Bull or things like that. And so I went like for some tea. I was just too lazy to do the tea myself, so I just went with like a tea bag of like green tea. And it's funny how, you know, you're kind of losing something from it, in the sense that I do with some friends, I do, you know, some sort of like tea ceremony. And like for me, there's a big like social aspect in drinking tea with other people. Like it's not just the drink, it's like being able to enjoy the process and kind of discuss in the middle of the performance, the ceremony, trying to kind of meditate into a very special activity. And like the cup of tea that I've done like with the tea bag wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, you know, it was kind of flat. And I did that, you know, the same way I do usually. So I was using some special water that I'm using like only for tea, not even for drinking myself, but for the tea. So it like brings out like the best flavors from the tea. I was trying to control the temperature, although I went kind of like, I was kind of eyeballing it this time around. But I don't know, it felt a bit flat just because it's normally I put a bit more effort into like making some tea. And also, you know, it's tea bags, so there's so much you can do with them. I have like some little bags like of really great tea that I got like I think a few months ago. I still need to go through them with my friends. But yeah, I got some like white tea from Fujian in China. And like this is like an amazing tea, like really incredible jasmine aroma, very smooth, but also like it has this very refined and elegant finish. Amazing tea. Well, white tea is a bit expensive, but this was like this was really good. But then you're kind of forced to do it like in the traditional way. Like you kind of need to do like the Gaiwan preparation, else it kind of like kills the subtlety of the tea. Also, back to the main topic, are you using pure macros or the automated craft or the plugin tweaked macros? I'm using macros that I've made on Teamcraft. Like for this particular craft, like the ingot, we are using the automatic craft from the plugin just because it's an easy craft. Like there's nothing, you know, fancy about it. It's like below level 100. But when we're getting into the hard craft, let's say, yes, I'm using like custom macros because I still had some, you know, from before I got like this particular plugin, and I'm like, they work, I don't have to change them. So I just like copied my macros into Artisan. Do you have the skip great stride when poor when the condition is poor enabled? I need to check. I will check. Like, can I check like immediately, or can I check? I felt like I had this like enabled, but I need to check. Enforce consumable, blah 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 blah. Use trick of the trade, blah blah blah. Is it something that you need to like set up on every macro? Skip macro steps if unable to use the action. It's not this. I think that most of my failed crafts are due to that. Use a great stride on excellence and then Bigot goes on a pour. You need to set it up on a macro, yeah. I think I do. Let me check on my macro list then. Oh no, crafting in progress, I cannot like check yet. We'll do that like... The craft will finish in 1 minute, I believe. I think that most of my failed crafts are due to that. I mean, it's kind of like the same situation, even like when you know, without artisan, like you need to like set things up properly. I think you can also do that in even like with if you're using like Teamcraft, there's like an option to split the macro before Great Stride, I believe. So on the Great Stride step, you check skip if excellent. Yeah. I think I have that set up. I'll check when we'll start like a craft that will require like a custom macro. Because I believe like when you're using automatic, the plugin is, you know, configured to always skip on excellent, because they will try to go like for the best rotation no matter what, and try to adjust around the condition. But also I've never used like artisan for an expert recipe, so it would be like fun to know how it behaves like on automatic. Okay, that's done. Now we have like, okay, we are entering in the very long crafts, so we'll have a lot of time to talk. So this is what we need to do, and the thing is that we need to do like, do I have like, no, I don't have like enough of them. Let me check. Of material, I mean, because we need to do like 51 of them. So I'm clearly missing some coolant. Yes, I need like 102, and we are at... so it means that I need like 76 of them. And they are with Saran. So my coolant is here. We said like 76. And I think we do have... we do have enough like Harmonite ore, I believe. No, we might not have enough. So let me count. We need like 204, which means that we need like to take 18, and it's like Alenia. You're here. 18. Okay. So that should be it. I want to repair myself. Yeah, we are close to like some... Is there a thing where like the crafting stops when you have like... Let me check artisan. When you can like extract the materia or not? I don't think so. I don't see an option to stop the endurance. There is. Okay, where? Not stop, but between crafts. Ah, yes, between crafts. I see, okay. Well, anyway, so we are trying to set up the rotation for this particular one. So this is This will be this rotation. I need like some food, obviously. This will be like the steak and this. And we want to check, yes, we want to check the macro to see if this macro has been properly configured. So like skip observe if not pour, okay. Skip quality action if at 100% we can put that. I see, you need to select the action. So we are selecting great stride and okay, skip if excellent. So excellent goes on Beer God's blessing and we're cooking. Yes, yes, yes. Because yes, it's only 100%, so it will be compensated by the, yeah. Okay. So we can save that. And we're going for a very long craft here. There's also the repair thingy. Yeah, I've seen that. But is the repair thingy like automatic? Do I need to open the game to check? No, it's fine. Assistance macro when it finishes. I know, okay. You have also like custom things for the expert recipes, I see. Although to be fair, like you can, I mean, depends what kind of like expert recipe you're trying to do. Like you can brute force them with some macros, and some of them you have to play like the mechanic, like genuinely. But yeah, I think we are good with that. So we can craft the entirety of that. You read my message like 4 minutes later. Sorry. The repair is the same as extract material. Repair between craft is below. Yeah. But yeah, tea. Like I really enjoy tea. You know, with people. I know some people are drinking a lot of tea in general. That's not really my case. I tend to make like a small like teapot for myself per day. And it's like, you know, 3 cups, a 3 cup teapot. But I don't drink tea that much when I'm alone, to be fair. I'm kind of like reverting to water very, very easily because I love water. But when I'm with people, yeah, that's when the tea tastes the best because it's a shared activity. Especially, you know, when you're deep into the tea game and you're trying to do things properly. Tea club? No, just with, you know, some close friends that are also very much into tea. So it's like, it's not you couldn't even, you know, call that like a tea club. What we do between us is just like sometimes we kind of buy like some new tea and we're like, oh, this is nice. Like we heard that there was like a good like this year was particularly good for this region and this tea is really good, so we bought some and let's taste the tea together. But it's something quite informal, right? We're not planning things too much. It's just when it happens, it happens. But I wouldn't mind going, you know, to a tea club. That's kind of the same thing with wine. I'm a wine enjoyer, but not drinking, mostly like tasting. Although you could say that like part of the appeal of like drinking wine is like, of like tasting wine, I mean, is like drinking wine proper. So you saw like that the materia, oh, I did not, okay. Well, too bad. We're wasting a little bit of like, you know, I mean, we can disable endurance after this craft. like if you do not drink the wine, if you're spitting the wine, you're kind of losing part of what, you know, the wine is like tasting like. But I would say like I'm a big like wine tasting enjoyer in general, and it's because I read like Kami no Shizuku when I was like younger, Drops of God, and it really like introduced me to wine drinking. And I was like 14, I believe, and I was like, when I will be, you know, older, I will drink wine and I will like taste wine because it feels like so good. And I'm a big wine enjoyer, but only, you know, on social occasion and for tasting. Like I don't drink wine. What am I doing? I don't drink wine to get like drunk. I think it's like the uninteresting part of it. But yeah, like I'm not too fond of the other alcohol to do that, you know, with beer or whatever else. But I have like my little things that I do enjoy drinking. I think it's also how can I say that? Everyone has their own, you know, obsession over something. And there's, for example, the big like tea versus like coffee debate, and it's like at the end, who cares? I mean, I do understand, you know, the people that are going extremely deep into coffee preparation. You know, you always see those videos, those shorts like on YouTube with people being like, I've bought like this new tool. This is the new meta for like evening your coffee, and it's like, yeah, like you're going very deep into, you know, the technology of like making coffee, and you have like new I don't know, fads every few weeks. But I do get like the interest that people have in that, because you're trying new things. That this is a story of exploration. You're seeing if you can improve your recipe, if you can taste new things, and like just changing water, changing, you know, small elements will have like a definitive result on the product. And I think it's like beautiful to get into something and to really enjoy the intricacies of it to the fullest. My obsession is watching Miyabi streams. Well, I'll be very sorry for, you know, the next week, because we're not streaming at all. I'm kind of like taking the week for myself. But it's over. I'm sorry. I feel like it's long overdue, this vacation. Like I really need to take a little bit of time for myself, and also like to spend a little bit more time with, you know, people in my life that are not stream related. Like streaming kind of locks the time, the free time that I have with some people, and it's manageable. I think like I've chosen this particular time slot because it felt like I would have the evening free and I could do things during the evening with some people, and I think it's the case. But yeah, some other people I really want to, you know, to meet them in the middle of the afternoon or the end of the afternoon, I guess, and it's not exactly possible. Sometimes it's too late and I cannot go out. So it's definitely something a bit interesting. I know that most people, for example, I mean, everyone is streaming, you know, the way they want and with like the time slots that they want. But I do understand like the comfort of streaming, you know, during the evening, because then you just have to go to sleep. Like there's nothing left to do, and you can just, yeah, say that the day is over, which is not the way I'm working, because like I have so many things that I need to do like after the stream. It's also starting to look very nice outside. It's true, although we have like it's very cloudy lately in here, and we had like a lot of wind, which was like a bit annoying. Like it wasn't cold, but we had like a lot of wind, and I don't know. It felt like I was out yesterday and I was like, oh no, it's windy. I feel like, you know, you have the wind on your face. It feels cold, even though it was like, you know, 50 degrees, something like that, which is normally the temperature that I enjoy. But I believe that, yes, in the following weeks, like we'll get more sun and it will be like nice to go outside and just take some longer walks. I kind of want to like do some more walks, you know, along the river, or in places that are a bit more natural, let's say. But yeah, at some point, along the Sumida River, I wish I could. You know that it's like maybe the thing that I want to see like the most in when I'll go to Japan, like the terraces of the Sumida River. That's like, it feels like it's I need to see it to gaze with my own two eyes what I spend like months and months and months talking about. Like I know the terraces as if I was there and I saw them, because I was like checking Google Maps and like photographies, pictures, like so much. Two eyes is, well, I mean, my model is not, you know, hiding anything, so I don't know. I should take the opportunity at some point also to finish rigging the model. Maybe no, I mean, this is a vacation week. I should not like spend time rigging my model. But yeah, it's also like the funny part of, you know, when like the temperatures are going up, when we are starting to get really into like into spring, you have a lot more of, you know, small children playing outside, and it's like both very invigorating, I think, because there's a lot of vitality in children. They bring something to like the places that you're, you know, spending time in. Let's say like you're going in the street and you see like children playing in, you know, small parks and things like that, and you feel like, oh, the city is alive again. But at the same time, it comes also with the flow of like, oh no, you have children playing outside and they are making so much noise, and it's so hard, you know, to focus on certain things when you have like below your window children like screaming and running. And it's fine, like they are children, they should do whatever they want to do. But yeah, so I spend the whole break inside rigging my model. No, I won't, because like rigging it's interesting. I do not enjoy that particularly right now. So it will, you know, the rigging will come when it will come, when I feel like I want to spend time on it, but not before. Sometimes I get scared if they are screaming from happiness or because something happened. This is a weird anecdote that I had. Like at some point I was walking in you know, around where I live, and I had to do, I wanted like something to drink, something hot, I believe. I think I wanted like a matcha latte from a place I like. Hello, Ellie. Hello. I hope that you're doing well. And so I wanted to go and take this matcha, and it was like not far from my place. And I had like a pretty bad day. I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I really need this matcha latte because I will lose it if I don't have something to drink. And then I went to the street, and at some point you had like those small, Beetle car. I will not like say the brand of the car. And like there was like a little girl inside of the Beetle, and the car was so small, and she was kind of crying inside the car, and I was like, what is happening here? And like it was just her and like a dog inside the car, and I think like several people around me and the car were like, what is happening? Why is this little girl alone in this car? And we were like, we kind of have to wait like for her parents or whatever. And I think we waited like 20 minutes for her dad to come back. And her dad was basically, in a sport store with like the son. And they left the girl alone in the car, and the girl, like, she was maybe, she was 5 or 6, and you leave her alone in the car, and she was crying because she wanted to go to the toilet. And so one like lady from the store, just near where the car was parked, was like, yeah, of course you can come in the store and like use the bathroom here. And we waited like 20 minutes for the dad to come back, and I was like, I felt like I wanted to, pop off, to really like destroy the dad. And he was watching me with those eyes of like, please, I know what I've done is wrong, but please don't embarrass me in front of my children. And I was like, you're so lucky that you have like your children, and I don't want to make a scene in front of them, but it's crazy. Some people are crazy, and well, it's a bit, it's not exactly related to what you were saying, to like children screaming of happiness because something happened, but it's like, they are children. Like, we need to take care of them, and you have like some parents that are not doing that at all. And I was like so annoyed, like I was so pissed off when I saw that. I love math. It makes you feel stupid until you know what is happening, of course. I mean, are you like familiar with the Ricci curve, which is the Ricci curvature? Are you familiar with like how we are interpreting the curvature of space-time? And I think it's very interesting because like he's kind of talking about like, yeah, he's basically talking about the way the curve is like, well, kind of like the angle of the curve with the tensor. And this is kind of like a foundational like concept in like quantum physics. So it's like a 7 part lesson. And I think every lesson is like 2 hours, something like that. Space-time has no curve because the Earth is flat. I mean, you say that, but it's kind of what we're saying with like variety. I think it's how you call them in English. Variety, let me check. In French is variété. But like a manifold, sorry. Yes, a manifold. Of course, it's a manifold. And we were talking about manifold anyway the other day. But like this is like the concept of manifold, and manifolds are basically like, they are curved topological spaces, but at every point they feel like you can interpret them as being flat, or like more precisely to be like every like area near a point is, you can liken it to like an Euclidean space. So basically it's flat at every point, but overall it's still like curving around. And this is like quite interesting. And well, this I think I was talking about that on the server, but this is a very famous lecture. It has like 3 million views on YouTube because it's kind of like an intentional ASMR if you're not French. Community is important. Yeah, really like it's, you know, the bonds between the people like in your neighborhood. And I think like it was really good, you know, that the girl was, you know, waiting in such a good neighborhood, because like a lot of people were very worried about her, and we were like, we will not, you know, leave until like her dad is coming back because we don't want something to happen to her. Yeah, like the strength of community, I think like it really helps a lot, and it's always nice to know that you're in a good neighborhood where you can like ask for help when needed. Approaching the Earth at like almost the speed of light would make it seem flat. +2. I will watch it because French math. I'll send you the link in the server afterwards. I think they are like English subtitles as well, but... And like Cedric Villani has a, you know, such a way of speaking. It's like very relaxing also. But yeah, there's also Trickshot Simulator in the bottom left. Like this is, it's like pick your poison. Like you want to be entertained by something else than, you know, crafting. You have 2 options there. But yeah, what do I have like to say also? I've not finished my my Japanese for today. It was funny because like the section I'm in is like kind of like a bit too Keigo pilled in general. And you're late. What did you miss? You missed nothing, Kelly. Don't worry. You missed absolutely nothing. This is a nothing stream. We are just yapping. I'm crafting things for Final Fantasy XIV, and nothing is happening on the screen. Like this is the entire stream. We're just yapping about, you know, life and different topics. So don't worry. You're very welcome here. And I will say we love you very much, Kelly. I was talking to some other people. Yeah, I was talking to some friends and, you know, people that are kind of like regulars in the chat. And I was like, man, friends are like, this is, you know, this is nice to have like friends. And to have like those people that you really like love spending time with. And it made me feel very fuzzy, like yesterday, having this realization of, oh, being like well surrounded. T-chat, manga chat, yeah, Final Fantasy a little bit. I will say this particular set of crafting will be done in like 20 minutes or so. But we have like a lot of things to craft still, so we are here for a while. But yeah, I was I mean, we can talk about other things because like to go back in the manga discussion, it's like the state of like the manga industry in France is like crazy right now. You have like too many things that are like being released. Friends are based in Cali is also... I do agree. And like we have like too many things that are being published, and you cannot buy you know, everything, especially with the price of manga in France right now. It's like you are waiting, let's say, for an entire series that you want to read, and like the series is like, let's say, 10 volumes long, and it's like, well, I will have to buy like the 10 volumes, but then you check out the price of the volumes, and like every volume is like 8 euros or more. And this is like so expensive. Like if you want the entire series, it's like minimum 80 euros. And you're like, what the heck? And some mangas, you go through them so fast, it's not worth it. And there's something like very weird about the manga industry right now, especially for certain publishers, because they are kind of like guilt-tripping people into being like, if you don't buy our manga, then it's your fault that we will not be able to publish, interesting things. And I'm like, no, this is your fault because you're releasing manga like too fast. We cannot buy everything. And this is like a bourgeois hobby. Like you have some manga that cost like 20 euros here. And this is a very serious purchase. Like I'm not doing that, without, thinking about the cost. It's something that is planned in advance. Especially when, well, I can read in Japanese. So like for me, buying an entire series from Japan, and even with like the cost of shipping, it's like cheaper than buying the series in French. And there are some, series that I want to like support because they feel like this is like very important. Let me grab like Genji Monogatari. Don't be too nice to me or I melt. You will melt in this stream. You don't have a choice. We are not giving you a choice here. I need to search for that. Doyukoto? Why do I... Why... What? I can't find the... Oh yes, because it's... I'm losing it. Why can't I find like the French like cover of this particular... Well, okay, the title is not that. It's like Asami Nome Genshi Monogatari. Don't worry, she's cooking, maybe. Yes, that's the one I want. Go there. We are going back to that. Oh, I'm hiding things. Don't worry, I'm a professional. So this is like the manga. And I think I talked about this on stream, or maybe not, I don't know. So the Asaki Yomemishi. This is like a very, 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 very important part of Japanese culture. Well, maybe some of you know the Genji Monogatari, the Tale of Genji. It's one of the oldest texts that we have in Japanese like literature, and it has been written by a woman, and it's like the stories of Genji and all the love stories that he had with his many different mistresses. And this particular manga adaptation by Yamato Waki is like the foundational adaptation in the sense that it had such an influence on the aesthetics that people think of when they are thinking of the Genji Monogatari. And this was released in, I think in the 70s in Japan. And it got like several, obviously, like re-edition because it's such like a great manga, and it's the first time that it's translated in French. And it will be translated, I think, in seven volumes, something like that. But every volume is like basically like 20 euro, and I'm like, I want like to support this particular manga because it's like so beautiful, it's so good, it's such a great adaptation of like the Genji Monogatari, but it's so expensive. It's so expensive, and like I think I will just well, I have the first volume and I won't buy the rest because if I want to buy like this particular manga, maybe I should just get the Japanese version. But I kind of want to show that I was interested by this particular title. And it's basically the entire situation of the manga publishing industry right now, is that you have to make like choices. You cannot buy everything. You have to make a lot of choices. So many interesting things that are, you know, being published, and you cannot buy all of them. And every time they are marketing things like being like the new masterpiece that will, you know, change your entire life, something that was such a big hit in Japan. And it's like, not really when you check, it's like not that important. But because they have like to stand a bit out every time they are saying that it's so big, it's so important. And I think like the effect is that they're just like losing the interest of like most people, because, well, at some point we cannot believe you. We can't say that everything that is like published is good or a masterpiece. And then sometimes you read the thing and you're like, no, it's not good. It's just, you know, average. And I don't know, like we had like a few years where manga experienced like a big growth in France in terms of like sales, and we're kind of hitting the ceiling right now. And I think like the manga industry, the manga publishing industry will like completely shattered in France in a few years, because it's unsustainable. It's just unsustainable. And it's very sad because like everybody is playing like a capitalistic game instead of I don't know, like thinking about, you know, the consumer and the people that are buying like the manga. So kind of sad. But the Asake Yume Mishi, extremely good if you want to discover the Genji Monogatari. It's such a good like first step into this universe. Very, very good. Very not sweet, because like some, you know, things are happening, but very foundational in Japanese like culture. I was also surprised on about the amount of localization when I visited. This is true. Like we don't have everything. We are missing a lot on some very, you know, important series, I would say, especially in the shoujo and josei department, things that, you know, Italian people have. But we are like a weeb country. Like France is like such a weeb country. It's unreal, and because of that, like we have a lot of things in our bookshelves. But yeah, I'm a bit annoyed because like I like manga, but I don't have like the money to buy like everything that I want. So I'm kind of like in the same situation as Rani. Like I don't really buy physical manga. It's mostly like a gesture of like support for the publisher. But I read mostly online, which is annoying because I like also reading. I like reading on a physical support medium, I would say. But yeah, I mean, nowadays I would just like tend to like go on, you know, some Japanese site, and you buy an entire series from Japan and you ship it to France, and it's like less expensive. It's just that you need to know how to read Japanese, but well. It's also never 100% that one of the volunteer you left of the volume you left of another is still available when you do have the money. It is true. Although you can like, you know, ask them to buy it and to put like it aside for you when you'll come back. So that's like the big thing in France. It's that we have a lot of local bookstores, and they will, you know, be nice to you if you come to them often. I like reading online, but I feel that once anything is published, the experience goes really badly. Like even online published manga readers are super bad. Yes, I had to buy some manga on, I don't remember which, let me check. I had to buy some manga on this is, I'm tired. Like I normally those elements should like come in my head like immediately, but I'm on Bookwalker, and Bookwalker is like the site for like Kadokawa, and it's so bad. It's so bad. Like the manga are quite cheap, but like the reader, both like on computer or like on the mobile app, are so bad, and it has been so bad for the last 10 years or so. It's like loading. You have to load the next page for like 6 seconds or more. It's like, we can't do this. Like a manga, you read that very fast. Like you can't wait 6 seconds every time you're like turning a page, and it's very annoying. So there are things you can do like to grab like the pictures, basically, like to download the manga from Bookwalker, but it's kind of annoying. I don't know. It's a bit sad. It's a bit sad. And I think I'm at the point where I mostly read things that have not been translated, not even by fans. And like I'm always struggling to read some Japanese, some manga in Japanese. There are ways to get the rows, but like we shouldn't talk about that in this particular stream. This is like a public environment, so let's be nice. But yeah, manga, very, very expensive. I think like comics in general, bande dessinée, those are like very expensive, like hobbies, versus, traditional literature. But I don't know. I feel like I would get more, and this is very utilitarian and not very a good way of thinking, but I would get more from like buying a game in terms of like the value of my money compared to like buying a manga. And I'm not really happy to make, that particular observation. Also, I've not reacted on that when like Ellie told like Japanese dailies on stream. Probably not. We can have like working streams at some point. Like I can just like, yap passively, and we are kind of doing like a pseudo Pomodoro thingy or whatever, where we are working together. But I don't think I will do my Japanese like on stream, just because it's not very interesting, and you kind of have to focus when you're learning. I mean, this particular craft will almost end, well, in 5 minutes. And then what do we have? We are starting like another crazy craft that will take like so long. But after that, it's like kind of a string of easy crafts, so that should be all right. Yeah. Because, after like, we have 1 week to prepare for Savage, which is good. Like I remember when I was crafting the combat gear, and we kind of like raided in the evening, and it was like kind of stressful. Like you had to log in for a few hours. You had to grind scripts also. So fortunately this time we have 1 week to prepare. A bit more, because like we are not raiding on day 1 of Savage, since not everybody is here. Sorry, I'm eating on stream, it's like so bad. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, crafting in 14 and preparing for raid. How is it in like WoW? Do you have like a lot of, you know, because I know that there's a lot of prep for raiding by doing like dungeon and things like that, collecting like currencies, but do you have like crafting thingy that you need to do before raid or not? Where are my WoW scholars? It's a very complex thing. They say sweating a lot. Well, you're not forced to tell me, but it's because it's like comparing Minecraft to Terraria. Maybe I don't want to know then. It's kind of what you're implying, right? They are similar, but not that equal. I see. It's so funny, like sorry, I was also like watching the trick shot simulator thingy on the bottom left, and I was like, you know, when nothing is happening on the screen, because like this is a VOD from NL, and you know that NL is going into the crazy bit when he's not like playing. You can only have 2 crafting professions, so either you have a lot of arts, and then there are items you can get that are bound on, obtained for the profession, so you have to choose which is the best profession for your class. Oh, I see. It's great. It seems really great. I mean, this is like the good and nice things about like being able to level up all the professions and classes and jobs on the same character on 14. It's more like you get one item that is very good from crafting, and there's no pre-rated craft gear to boost your start. One item that is very good from crafting, and there's no like pre-rated crafted gear to boost your house. Ah, I see. I mean, because like it's true that on 14 the crafted gear will kind of like, you can clear the entire tier with that. Like if you had the base from the previous tier, you're like 1 and 2, it will be nice, but you will start to struggle a lot on 3. Like it starts to be like almost impossible to do. Like for white mage, you will get a very good necklace that is based for the whole tier if you're a ghost. Oh, I see. Okay, I understand what you mean. Okay. I will say it's kind of what is happening in 14. Like you can see here, but like this is like the beast from the previous tier. This is like the crafted gloves because they are based. The stats are just too good, like the substats. And with pentamelding, this is like the base. You shouldn't even upgrade them. Like upgrading them is like a net loss because you don't have pentamelding available. And the crazy thing is like, yes, the boots are base. The boots are base from normal raid. This is like madness. I don't know why they do that in 14. What is the rationale behind that? Okay, so we are like, I think, doing well on extract. Let's extract the materials on this. And now we should probably go and do another set of very long crafting. I'll just put the materia in here so they don't like take too much space, so that I can keep on me. Okay, so the next big part, the next big part is Alexandrian plate. We're already at 1 hour and a half of like streaming, and I think we are not even half through the crafting thingy. Imagine doing that without plugins. Like, why? Oh, and this is where we need like an ungodly amount of like ether sand. Fortunately, I've done most of the prep beforehand, so we need like 51 of them, and the rest should be good enough, yes. What do you mean by same? What was it about? Oh, for the yeah. I don't get if there's any craft that is not using third-party tools. I mean, you have like to have some kind of third-party tools, I believe. Like at least the continuation macro. Like you can use the base macro from the game, but if you don't have like continuation macro, it's so annoying. Like to have to be like, oh, I'm sending my first macro and then my second, like, 30 seconds after. Although it's what I did back then for quite a long time. Like I still crafted manually for a very long time. But it depends what you're talking. If you're saying that like Team Crafts is already like a third-party tool, then yeah, it's like it's like a bit crazy. I think crafts have been getting longer and longer. I do agree, yes. They feel hard. Some crafts are a bit hard, I believe, to solve nowadays, without going for crazy rotations that are like, 1 minute plus long. Okay, so what we are doing here is using this is a weight. Is it good enough? Like, we are not maxing. Okay, we're struggling a little bit because of my gear, I think. So we'll just hope that it's good enough. But yeah, okay. It's not perfect, but that should work. I'm also in the weird situation where I'm start to run out of like tisanes, and I think we should buy some of, we can buy some afterwards. It's too annoying to craft them. We'll craft everything, yes. What I want to do first though is kind of... No, we are good. Am I good with that? Yes. What do you mean, crafting error? What do you mean? Has been disabled due to unable to craft... What? Oh, I'm below like the required like craftsmanship. Wait. This is like a problem. How much am I missing? I'm missing like 23. We are in a weird spot right here. This is the problem of not having done the... yeah. Yes. I think we can solve this issue. But we need to be like a bit smart, I guess. It's not enough, right? Or is it? It's only 10. But it's not enough. I need to like meld something in this gear. I need to meld some... Okay, we are deep into like... Because here I could go more with craftsmanship. Like I can like sacrifice a little bit of control, I guess. And swap at least one materia, and it would like put us over the ramp. But like if you use... Yeah, because like the stake is like CP and control, but like I don't think we get enough, or do we? Let me check. If instead of using stake, I use like calamari, we are below what I need for this rotation. So we need like to meld some craftsmanship. That's the issue with like not keeping up to date with like crafting gear in general. Is that when you're really trying like to get back on track, it becomes like really, really hard. And I think that is bad design, like for sure. The fact that like you have such a disparity between like the script gear and the crafted gear, the crafted crafting gear is like so bad, because you're kind of, you have to go through all the steps. You cannot like craft the new like recipe. You have to go through all like the crafting gear, unless you're like, okay, I take my my L and I am buying things from the market board. And then to be fair, like I will even check like if we can buy this from the market board. It's too expensive. And feeling very overwhelmed, what I did is ask a friend that was a crafter and could like skip ahead, but I don't think most people can do that. Yeah, exactly. I feel like gathering should not require crafting. This is like the most annoying thing. You want like to, if you want to be a main crafter, a main gatherer, either you're like saying, okay, I buy my stuff from the market board, and so I have like a lot of money from gathering, or you're like, I'm forced to be also like a main crafter. This is like really, really, really bad. I think like the rotation, the general flow of like crafting when you're inside like craft is fine, but everything that is around it feels like, yeah, really, really bad. So what I'll do, the question is like, am I killing my rotation by doing that? Am I killing myself by like doing this? What did I meld in this particular one? I meld control. Because I can go for materia like yeah, we can do that, I think. It's like not very good, but it would like at least give us like a bit more. Watch the pain. The pain is coming. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. 4 materials were lost. I think it's pretty good. So no, I think we are not melding a second one. We are just like getting the action. The mini expansion script gear is not too bad, but the expansion start one is super bad and also forces you to have 1 gear set per job. Exactly. It's such like an annoying design, to be honest. And what we'll get is like this to get like a little bit more from Baltic as well. I don't think we need so many crafting jobs now that they have been made so uniform. But they were always very uniform, right? Originally not. Well, I've not been here. I've been here like before the rework of like some, well, the RNG in crafting. But all the jobs were very uniform for me back then. First, the Omnicraft was not that much of a thing. People could just be a job. And you had like the Rim Reborn cross job skills for crafter. Oh, I see. I see. Well, like you had like cross skills. Yeah, okay. So what we will do now is put that. I think something like manipulation was a cross skill. Oh, okay. And if we do that, we are over the ramp for this particular thing, right? And so now we can start like... Yeah, we won't get better than this. Well, I will refresh the... Added as manipulation to a cross-class action learned by Goldsmith from... Oh, I do remember. Yeah, I do remember now that you're talking about that. Yes, but like the uniformization of gameplay in 14, it's like I do understand why they're going for that. I think they're going a bit overboard with the uniformization on some classes, some, you know, roles. Especially, well, we're talking about crafting, for sure it is. But it's also the case for, like, obviously job design. I see my FC members, my friends that are here, and this is a bit crazy because they have been not playing the game for so long, and now everyone is coming back, but I cannot play with them because it's well, we're on a stream. We can do a break at some point, like to just, you know, do some content with them. And I do think that 8 crafters is too much anyway. If they want to make them more diverse, combine them and make some more unique. I think so, and I don't know. I'm not exactly sure about the design for crafting as well, you know, this like... I don't know. It feels like, no, you have a very specific rotations and the skeleton is always the same. And like crafting is even, I think, like making your rotation is not fun. And for crafting, making the 8 crafting tools is a lot of work. Well, I think that's the big part of why today like is so crafting heavy, because you need to make like the 8 crafting tools and then you have like the sub tools, the secondary tools, and it's like, what? And I think like if you're not doing the secondary tools, well, the tools, it's not worth it to craft your gear. You better just to buy, you know, the script gear. So very, I don't know, very weird design in general. Also, I don't know how long this stream will take. I think how long it will last. I'm kind of on the mind of like going as long as I have some yap left in me, but as soon as I feel like I can't talk anymore, I think it's a good time to stop, even if we haven't like finished the crafting. Mid-step would be to remove crafting tools and go full on crafter relics upgrades. So true. It's so annoying that like the crafter relic is basically like useless until like the very end of you're not beast with the crafter relic, right? You're only beast at the very end for the very last step. Or am I wrong? But I do agree with crafting relic being like the main thing. And I've not watched the patch like a lot, but like the new thingy that they have added, it's like also for the relic, or it's just like a reconstruction again, and then we are not talking about relics yet? I'm asking the question to you, but maybe you don't even know. I'm not sure, but the time it takes makes it not that worth. Also, you have to get the tools to even start the crafting, I think. I think crafter relic will be in the cosmic exploration. Okay. I don't know. I think there are some funny things. There are some interesting ideas, like, you know, having the expert recipe and like the resplendent tools. That was like kind of funny, but in general, crafting is just so dull in terms of like time it takes. I think those were good ideas. I think so. I think like expert is not perfect, like the expert recipes, but you can do things. But it was from Shadowbringers that they have not iterated on them. I think because like it's kind of weird because you can do them like today, but you will crush basically. You can do it for glam, basically. You can see my friends here. We can do some roulettes with them at some point. I mean, more as an expert concept. Yeah, I agree. But again, it's like the expert concept doesn't exist anymore when you can brute force the rotation, well, the difficulty with like higher gear, right? For example, like I have some relics, some resplendent tools that I can do and that I want to do for like glam, but it just have like fixed rotations. Like it's not hard anymore. I can ignore, you know, all the effects of like the expert recipe, but also the game is really not. I mean, it's a puzzle, the expert recipe, the expert craft, but like at the same time, it feels like a bit weird. I don't know. It's not that pleasant at the same time. They add expert craft to the new relics, and then you cannot skip it that much. Oh, was the last step an expert recipe for? I don't like expert crafts. Yeah, I'm not sure I like it. I think like I like the idea of having a more puzzle-based thingy, but I think it's a bit too insane in general. Because like you have like such small intricacies in crafting, and I don't know. The last two steps were expert crafts. I can't remember, to be honest. I've done all of those relics. Well, you can see them. No, for Endwalker. No, those are like. Did I? I don't know. Maybe I did not finish the. No, I did like for. Like the one that I have right now, it's like Shadowbringers, right? It's not Endwalker. The one from Ishgard. I don't know. I don't remember. The Endwalker Relic was made in Crystarium. Oh, maybe I did not finish them. I don't know. I don't remember. Shadowbringers is in Ishgard. So yeah, so I've done like Shadowbringers, but maybe I've not finished the one from Endwalker just because I was not playing the game back then. This was like my break. But yeah, and crafting, it's like something, and gathering was so annoying. Like yesterday, I was doing a lot of prep for the crafting that we are doing here, and it was so annoying. Like the time nodes, and the fact that you had to reach like a certain point in terms of like stats, and if you, as you said, like you have to basically craft your gear to be able to do gathering, and it's so transformative. Like, if it was just a small bonus, okay, but like there are some things that you cannot even like gather if you don't have like the stats. Crafting gathering seems to be designed for maining it all time. I do agree. And I think it's really hard to be an omni player in this game, like to keep like your skill very sharp and also to keep your gear very sharp. It becomes to be like an insane time sink. I did get them, but then you get into the script bottleneck. Yeah. Exactly. And like, I know I could go into Savage, you know, with my current gear for White Mage, but at the same time, I want to make our life easier. So I want to get my gear, but like the amount of prep that I need to do. It's a game that tells you can play everything, but it's not true. Yes, because like you can get into whatever you want, but when you are starting to get like serious about, you know, certain things, then it's like, yeah, you are locked into, you know, doing certain things. Like for battle jobs, gearing all jobs is impossible. You know, when I was doing Savage, I was like, maybe, and you know, I'll gear a second class beside White Mage. And I just gave up because like it requires so much time. And like the idea of like going into raid is quite crazy to me because I know I will have to do my expert roulettes again to get like some tomes, and it's like I'm already doing like, you know, Savage. Why am I forced to do like, you know, several roulettes per week? The cost of swapping to another job is lower than other MMORPG, but it's not seamless. Exactly. I think it's like brilliantly summarized. It's like, it feels like possible, but they're lying to you about the amount of time that it will like cost you. Yes, you can like drop the game whenever you want, but to get back into it, like it's not that easy. Like you don't have a lot of easy gearing option if you're like, oh, I'm coming back from, you know, a long break and I want to get into Savage. Well, good luck if you don't have the money to, you know, buy things. Because gearing yourself with, you know, normal raid, it will take a lot of time. If you cannot craft and you don't have the money, you cannot get the crafted gear. If you want to craft, well, if you want to get like tome, it will take a long time to grind since there's a weekly cap. And to me, when effort versus reward becomes too high, the content could not exist. I do agree. Like raiding, and I think we talked about that at least offline. Like for me, like raiding is like being able to do that with friends. Like we will have a lot of fun with, you know, Vi and Sigrid and the others, but I wish I could go into raiding without having to prep that much. And I know I don't have to, but like I feel I need to. And I have conjured Vi from you know, the lurking side of the stream. If the gearing barrier was lower, the content would be more available. I do think so. It's just annoying that you don't have, you know, a good like option between extreme and savage. Like, you should have like another gearing option that allows you to get back into it a bit more. Like, more farm does not mean more content. You don't have to. I specifically mentioned to everyone that they don't need to get craft. Listen, I'm in my own head. I know I don't have to. I just love, you know, being prepped in a good way. If having things to do was the only barrier, nobody would be bored in real life ever. +2. Shake my head, I mean. You can shake your head, I'm still crafting. Also, we are crafting, I think, for a few more minutes, and then I will grab my static, not my static, but my FC friends, and we'll do some roulettes. It will not be very interesting to you know, to see, but at the same time, like, I want to do something else than just yapping. I want to do something with my hands. If I could reliably gear all my jobs, I would do it, but it feels so insane that it could not exist. I mean, they should like give, I think like the dungeon that you do like for expert should give you like some genuinely good gear that you can like use. Because I don't know like what is the eye level compared to like crafted. But you should be able to go into, you know, Savage with like expert roulette. Not expert roulette, but the last dungeon, the dungeon that was released in the patch. It is insanely bad. And this is like so sad. Like, what's the problem of giving different options to people? I think it would make your content a bit more alive, but... And I will say, maybe I'm a bit crazy for that, but like, I don't get the weekly cap for normal raid. That you're capping the well, it was a sword like this tier, but like the 7 like items to get your normal raid weapon. I do get that, but like, you should not cap the normal loot from the raid. Like, I think it's like worse than current tombstone gear. I think it is. I think it was like, I don't remember. I think it was on this dungeon. It was 705. And tombstone is like 720. The dungeon, like the last one, the one in this patch, like Ueyawata Field Station. I think it's 705. I think another reason normal raid is capped is because otherwise people may feel obliged to spam normal mode before going to Savage in order to get geared. Yes, but you have other options because it's like the same eye level as crafted gear. So like, you're not... Like, we get a few pieces. No, is it like for the... No, crafted gear and normal gear, it's like the same eye level. But it needs to be dropped faster, I do agree. But neither are fully necessary. No pentameld. Yes, you get a few pieces if like your crafted gear is like really bad. They are not necessary, but at the same time, it's like... I think like the progressive difficulty in terms of like DPS check is not really good on Savage. I think you should be able to kill like the first boss. I mean, I don't know. The problem of uncapped weekly content is that it leads the community to be done with the content in 1 week or 2, and there's no queues. I mean, but this is a problem that you cannot solve, you know? I didn't mean to say you know, but like, right? Like, weekly cap might be good in some cases, but Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can, I don't know. You could add like, I don't know. It's just that people are doing normal raid for like gear, and this is the only reason why you would do like the normal raids. And then the content is dead outside of roulette. I think the next dungeon will be, which is worse than like Beast right now. It's 730. 1 and 2 of 100% doable with everyone in old gear and like one piece of normal mode gear, EX weapon. 3 and 4 you will struggle, but like our specific pace, we would have more gear before we even get to 3 and 4. Yes, and well, maybe not, because like we went into 3 by week 3, right? So of course, like we had like a few pieces of gear, but it was still not transformative, especially for the healers, for example. But it's like that. It's like, okay, if you keep your old gear, you need to do the EX because like the weapon will be transformative for you to some extent. Just they should give like more options in general. I think like you're kind of like, if you don't have like the resources and you want to come back into like gearing and you have not done the previous Savage, you're like in such a bad spot to start like Savage. Crafted gear is also nice because it's faster to get crafted gear for old jobs than doing tomes normal raids, which should not be a thing either. Yes, but like it's expensive. Like crafted gear is expensive, be it by crafting it yourself or like buying it from the market board. If you want to like jump into Savage, basically when it releases. Time invested, I think, is lower. I think so. I mean, what do you mean by time? It's like the overall time you're spending on like grinding, or like the number of. I mean, you will spend weeks if you want to gear with tomes and normal raids. But like right now for my account, if I wanted to get geared for Savage next year, crafted gear would be faster than doing tomes. Oh, for sure. But it's like, as a new player, how do you do that? Like crafted gear, if you're not like a crafter, if you don't have like a lot of money, you cannot go into like the crafted gear route, right? I just mean, as a game veteran, you're kind of forced to do crafted gear. Yeah. I do agree. On that, I completely agree with you, yes. Like, it's the best way to keep all the job mid-geared. I do agree. Yes. I think it's such a good option. Crafted gear, like, was really transformative. Like, you're playing with someone without crafted gear, you can feel it. But crafted gear gives you, like, such, like, a comfortable, like, baseline for raiding. And you will not struggle, until... Well, depending on your skill, until, the fourth fight. Okay, we'll stop like the crafting in here because like it's the end of my little tisane. And we'll get into like roulettes. Let me ping my FC members. Let's say that I just level a job to 100 and that I had not geared. Even for doing some roulettes, getting crafted gear is the fastest route. I think so, yes. I think so, yeah. So we'll do a few roulettes, and I think either we go back to a little bit of crafting, either we stop here, I think. But it has been, you know, a big yapping session. I will yap a bit less during roulettes because I need to focus, obviously, a bit more on the game. Like if Vi decided to go Black Mage for the next Savage tier, which we all know she will, I will keep like the math lesson and also and also like Trickshot Simulator. I think it's more interesting than the dungeon. Farming the gear from 0 doing tomes would take weeks. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I do completely agree. It's like, it's a game that tells you again, like that you can do certain things and then you check like in detail and you're like, well, maybe not. I'll do a ready check. Well, in my specific case, if I wanted to swap, I would have already geared. Yeah, for sure. Oh, you can log in if you want. Yes, you have to go to Louisois, but well, to Chaos, but yes. A fourth Miyabi, but who is the second and the third Miyabi? I cannot handle one. I mean, I will say, do you want to come into voice chat? Like, we can do that also. Oh, Miyabi's on stream, the yab would be unbearable. What do you mean unbearable? Oh, sure. Sure is like sure for the voice chat, right? Wait, I need to change my hear me. Other than healer adjust. I mean, I'm the one healing in this static, so. But 2 running would be insane as well. +2. Absolute +2. Okay, wait. Is everything? Okay. So if you want to come into the voice chat, Vi, please enter the voice chat, and I will bring you into the event thingy. Oh, hi. Hi. Let me, because you're not. Okay. Can you talk a little bit so we check like if sound is good? Yeah, and I think you're not hearing Vi, my static leader. Why? Can you talk again, please? Okay.
Did you?
we can hear her, right? I think it works. I did hear that. Okay, perfect.
Hello, Rennie.
I will like let me send a message. Let me send a message about to my people. Are you on? Are you on Chaos? Okay.
Yeah.
And again, this is like the very weird thing where my friends are getting to know each other. I don't know what to say.
The two Alastas. What do you need me at?
What do we have? I don't know.
Where are you in game?
We are in. Oh, you will not find me because this is not my house. This is. Let me check. This is Lavender Bed. Plot 5. No, well, Ward 13, plot 5. Ward 13, plot 5. Okay. We have like, you're kind of forced to play tank unless like you want to play healer.
It's okay, I'll tank.
You'll tank. Amazing, amazing. Okay, I'll send another. Oh, people are talking to stop talking to me, please. It's like. Okay, I'll do a ready check anyway. Unable to initiate ready check when engaged in battle. Well, too bad. So I'm just sending it. Just send it. They will connect and leave you behind. No, don't leave me behind. Okay. I mean.
Okay. I've run on to your screen to see if you had honorific enabled and if I had to change my title.
No, I don't. Oh. Okay, but how do we play the game though? No food. Too bad for me. This dungeon, it almost makes me nostalgic.
I can't believe it's been so long since like the beginning of the patch.
Yeah. She's falling to the wall. I can't do why.
My days. Such a problem with my wall pulling.
She's crazy.
The big guy never moves.
Also, next patch is the shitty part of each expansion.
Yeah,
What do you expect? Turned into the dungeon. Yeah, true. And you see, we cannot execute over the...
Fine.
Because we were like stuck on the wall. I'm losing it.
It's fine.
So I will say I have like no. Oh no, I can't say that on stream. She cannot talk about like, I mean, we have been crafting with third-party tools like the entire stream. So why am I like so, shy about saying,
We don't talk about
ACT or whatever. Lurking. I hope that you're having a good afternoon, Siggy. And thank you for lurking here as we play with... I play with my friends. There's Vi. There's like my FC members that, I haven't spent a lot of time lately with. So I will probably, after stream, I will probably jump into voice chat with them because it has been so long. Like, we used to talk like daily, and I think we haven't, talked in a voice chat since like Christmas or something like that. Ah, she was not in range to attack. I will say, checking on the stream and seeing like fucking math lecture while the dungeon is running is like so funny. Oh yes, you have to. I remember now. I remember
Okay.
now what is happening in this dungeon.
You need to hold your hand. It's a...
Again, she's not showing her best side right now. She can't remember things. Miyabi forgot the mechanics. Yeah. I haven't done this dungeon since like so long.
I didn't mean to give you a patient. See?
It's like the knockback, right?
Yeah.
I did it! I did it! Are you proud of me?
We are so proud of you.
But I think like...
I can do this.
Talking about mechanics, because it was like off stream, so people don't know, but like we can talk about the M3... the M3S experience. She avoided that?
Yeah, that was a late dodge, but it worked.
Yeah, but kind of based. Completely... No, it's like... I knew all the mechanics except like the easiest one from the fight. And people were like, did this white mage completed this fight? And it was like, this, I have a pink pass on this fight, I swear.
I think the best bit is like looking at your gear, someone could very easily have just assumed that you hadn't cleared the fight.
Yeah, I can't remember what is happening here. Just kill. Just kill. But yeah, that was like very embarrassing. Like, it's the easiest mechanic, but because I'm solving it in a way that does not allow you to remember what the mechanic does, you know, in detail, it felt like very, very weird. I was like, oh, but I remember that you need to look at, you know, the person, the double that you're chained to, and then you dodge, and it was like, it's not working. Why? And it's like, you have remembered the mechanic backwards. It's the other one that you need to watch. And then I was trying even to adjust, like, it's like, oh, I will go, you know, where people are going, but because my method is just wrong, I was like, I don't understand. I just don't understand why it doesn't work.
It was so funny because you were like, oh, I'll just benediction through it, and if you still have the chain debuff, it kills you regardless.
Yeah. Like, she was completely locked out, but the mechanic is like, it's so easy. But again, it's like the problem of learning the mechanic through a way that is not, you know, that it's simplifying the mechanic too much. And I know that we're not doing that on the second one, because the second one you have to solve it like properly. There's no like shortcut. And I think the second one I would just have solved the mechanic and I would be, yeah, it's easy. But because I was trying to remember the weird shortcut, I was completely wrong. And people were, and they left because of me. No, they left because our co-healer, my co-healer, failed on the knockback.
That's the straw that broke the camel's back.
Exactly. But I don't know. I feel like it's the same thing for certain dungeons. Like I've played the game so much, like some dungeons are just ingrained in my memory, you know, whatever the time, the amount of time that is passing since I've last played the game. But I can feel that some content is like, it's like slipping a little bit from my memory, I would say. Oof. close dodge. I will
I just
say
have
again, yeah, you wanted to say?
I just say I have the advantage because I've basically done it nearly twice as much as you. So.
Yeah.
And the hold here is pretty much ingrained in my brain now.
I mean, it's a situation where I have like a good... I think I really like went deep into the optimization on the...
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. It's fine.
Oh, shield Ashland.
It's fine. It's fine. A good memory of like the fight when we were raiding, but it's like to really remember your healing rotation, you still need to do the fight very often. And that I was like, yeah, I have like some ideas, some like, you know, muscular memory that is coming back, but a lot also disappeared. Like on M3, I was like, I can't remember like some big cooldowns, but not much more. But yeah, it's like, it's a dance, right? I really think that playing 14 is really like learning a choreography, a dance, and if you don't practice like often, then it will slip, and it's really hard to improvise on, you know, in high end difficulty.
It's a rhythm game and you can't change my mind.
It is, it really is, in terms of moving, but also in terms of, you know, when you're casting, you have to stay still for a particular amount of time. You have to stay on the beat in some ways. And then it's like trying also, you have like your rotation, you know, with things coming every, I don't know, 30 seconds, 1 minute or more, whatever. It's interesting. I don't know, you know, the kind of like roulette I will drag you into. We can really suffer a lot if we want.
Oh no.
Can do like an alliance raid.
Forbidden one.
And you have like something really funny from Evelis. Again, I will say, I know I keep yapping about that. I like the math boss. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Math boss is fun.
And the sad part is like, we are always killing the boss before the interesting math questions, you know, the second time around.
Suffering from
It's
success.
so over, she's so washed up. What did I do? Like, I know I'm not playing, you know, in the best way possible, but what did I do here? I swear I'm trying my best. My attention is divided in, you know, between yapping, checking the chat, trying to do my best rotation. Alliance threads are good if not reborn, but the problem is that they take too long. Talea is endless? I think like Talea feels like alright, no? But it's like you have to, you know, be there like for almost like 40 minutes. Have you done like raids lately? Because I think they nerfed some of the HP bar for some enemies, I believe. Like I've done the red Nia at some point, and I felt like it was like not that long, but maybe I'm mistaken. Glaya is fast. Glaya is very fast, yes. I just think they should remove like the trash mobs. It serves no purpose in the way they're implementing them. Puppet's bunker is okay. I really don't like the red Nia, to be fair. I'm such a hater. He got hit by the AoE after her Ifrit dash. That was very fun. Tower at Paradigm Shift takes like, I think so. I think like the last near raid is like the worst one. I was completely mistaken. Where is it? Because I'm not even watching. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Yeah, the raids for Realm Reborn are not very interesting in general. And I will say like the level, maybe again it's just me being like such a hater, but I feel like the skill level of people is just so low that on some raids are like taking so long. Then you have like a really good group and like the time is like divided by 2. This is madness.
Yeah, the difference between like day one, whatever that
Yeah.
and like now is ridiculous. Because obviously people would just day one would just die to the knockbacks and stuff, or the breach at least. But doing it like a couple weeks later, I was like, oh wow, no, okay, this doesn't actually take that long. This is cool.
It takes less time for me to. Oh yeah, to leave the thing and take the penalty. Yeah, I do agree. During Christmas, I did a Novelist raid and I saw mechanics I have never seen. I had this situation. You remember the first one? I don't remember which one it is, but the one where it's like the ice arena and you have like the kind of like specters like going into like a spiral. Rabanastre, and people were like, we are not taking the bubbles. So we had like, I think like, 10 ads, and the tank was like, please
Yeah,
take like the bubbles.
I remember when Rabanasty was the one at the time, because that was when I started playing. Oh my gosh. Not a nice alliance raid.
For Matthias, yes, exactly. It's like, I don't know. I do understand that you are not, forced to. Really?
Yeah, I was like,
You're not like forced to know all the mechanics, but I think I'm just a hater, sorry.
There's no more, is there?
No, but since you went, I know you're Russia. You like going towards the wall. Which is fine, you're valid. I think it's okay. It's just that sometimes I've put like all my dots. I can't like I need to start holy, please.
Can't remember if there's actually more here or not.
I will deny you. I will deny you with my stun. It was during Auburn for me, and I saw some mechanics during Agrias that I never seen, or mostly. Yeah, because you kill very fast after the sword part, I think. Wow, don't stand, in front of the boss, but also don't read chat when maybe, you have mechanics like this. I love Agrias. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. I mean, the Valis raids, I think in general, those are like the raids that people like. know, the less, remember the less, I want to say. The red in here are quite easy. It's just that some people get tripped on like weird things. And I don't really know why.
The near ones also just feel longer by like default.
I've not done Juno since the beginning of the patch. I don't know, I just hope that, you know, the next tier of normal raid will be fun, but we'll see, I guess.
I think there's only so much like enjoyment you can get out of normal raids.
Oh no, it's like not. Don't be on the. I thought like you had to. She can't remember things. Don't you have to cross?
No. Yeah, you have to cross before that.
Oh, before that.
Before the line got thicker, yeah.
She's completely washed up. I think like I know this. It's just that my attention is too divided here. But this is what it's like to be a streamer.
I don't think I can save things on that.
You can kill that, I think.
Yeah.
It makes for great content. Copium. Okay, I will raise. You know, a thing I do appreciate of 14 is that people name Gangster guy excitable. I do is that people name. Have you finished your sentence? I think name plus surname is best. Yeah, I do think so. I really do think so. Like people have more lore-friendly names, and also because like you have the name generator, right? They have a list of names that you can go through. I think like the other person in my FC is, well, he basically used like the name generator, and you're like, okay, so we keep like finding other people that have the same name as you in the game because, well, obviously.
Yeah, I remember friend of a friend having a surname and like their partner having the same surname, and me being like, oh, cool, they share a surname, and then just seeing that name in the wild. Messaging my friend and being like, whoa, and then my friend was like, yeah, it's just a bunny boy name, and I was like, I see.
I think the name gen helps also in the name surname. I think the name gen helps also that the name plus surname lets you use the name you wanted. Yeah, exactly. I mean, in terms of like role play, I think this is a good game in general. Like it feels like you have a lot of options for, you know, interesting role play. Of course, you have like weird people, quote unquote, trademark.
As always.
But I don't know. Like, I mean, we won't talk about that on stream. But like the thing I talked to you in you know, on our static like Discord, like.
Yeah.
It's such like, I mean, it can exist in every setting, but like it feels like so alive and it fits the universe, I would say, very easily. If you wanted to name your character Bob, it would be impossible to get that on a single name field, but with surname you can get Bob something something and it feels more normal. I think so, yes.
Or you could be me and have a incorrectly raised name.
+2. I mean... But we need to be outside of the laser, mayhap. I'm sorry if I'm playing badly because I'm not watching like I'm not watching the screen. I'm not watching what I'm doing. I'm just like looking at chat.
Yeah, I don't think you're playing bad.
I'm trying to do my best. That's why I will never raid. I will never stream raid. I think it's like the worst thing you can do.
You have to ignore one of them.
We are going very fast now. I think like we shouldn't do that much DPS.
We just cracked.
It's so funny because like Aslin was like, "Oh, I haven't played a game in so long. I don't remember how to play." And then she's like, "This is boring. I'm cracked." Like, okay.
I'm a gamer.
Well, she started. I know I shouldn't talk about her like on stream like that, but like, I'll just say that she started playing. I think seriously video games with like 14, and she made a lot of progress. If you want to stream raid, you need a ninth man doing the commentary. I do agree completely. Yes. If one day for some reason I'm leaving the static, I'll be your ninth person and I'll do commentary.
Oh yeah.
I'll do the callouts.
That'd be awesome. Not happening anytime soon.
Oh, because I'm stuck, I know.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? I mean, that's kind of like, again, we're in situations that are not real. This is just a dream, but like, if I go into like Hololive or whatever, it will obviously change my schedule. And I know we had this discussion like off stream.
Yeah.
But like I'm a good friend, I'm trying to spend time with the people that I enjoy, but like, yeah, you have to make some concessions, I guess, professionally. Rani let Miyabi stream during Red. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I'm a good friend situation. Am I not?
Yes, you are.
This person has a parasocial relationship with the streamer.
My bad.
No, I think I've. It's fine. Like stating our friendship, no, is like I think on character. It's fine. I remember when I was like, when we were trying to say that no, Miyabi is not, in our static, and it's like, well, who cares?
I didn't remember the beginning.
It's just I'm too corporate peeled, I think.
Corporate help. Not what you want to hear.
Oh, it's inside. It's not like her in front. I'm losing it. She's not. The Miyabi I knew would never say that. I mean, we talked about like me having some habits that come like from VTube being corporate. Like that's the way I entered into VTubing. So obviously, like it feels like normal for me, but. Again, like I'm not watching. She loves Yoshi P now. I mean, it's the Miyabi I know hates Yoshi P. It's not that I hate Yoshi P. She's damage controlling now. It's not that I hate Yoshi P. It's just that he is doing things that I don't agree with, and I think it makes the game actively worse. But do I hate him? No. I have differences, We have different opinions on the game. If someone went into my room right now, I would think... right now would think I'm insane because I have the stream on free screen. What do you mean on free screen? What do you mean? Trolley problem, rail 1, Yoshi P, rail 2, having to stand up and pull the lever. I'm not pulling the lever. Don't stand in the, don't stand in the, you know, in the way of the train. It's not my problem. Okay, what can we do? We have... How long? Okay. I'll go for... okay. See how... well, people cannot watch that because there's like... the chat is masked by, by Trickshot Simulator, but I'm reverting to my French habits by putting like...
space.
A space, yeah.
What? You're French?
I'm what? This is not. This is not like. This is not secret information. I'm not.
No.
This is not. This is known law.
I knew frame 1.
I'll continue to play like because I can't play another class and yap at the same time. And we'll end the stream after this roulette. We can like continue to play together, but I'll send you a DM with my setup because I don't want to dox myself.
Oh my god, we were doing setup pictures yesterday. That's so crazy.
Oh my god. Well, I know what Rani's setup is.
Oh, look at my portrait. Ah, cool.
So you mean I need to focus in here?
Nah. Let the tank survive. Should be fine.
Also, you're sending me a DM, but like if you... I cannot check it because like I have switched accounts, so... I mean, okay, I guess like you don't need to focus on anything when like the damage is like so based.
That's based, Rani.
I have Twitch, YouTube, and you on the tablet, so I can take you. It can take you with me if I leave the room. Thank you for like having me in your pocket, I guess. Are you on? Why are you on YouTube, by the way? Are you always watching also on YouTube, or?
I don't think I'm the parasocial one here.
But Rani is my manager, so it's a bit different.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, mine's beat.
Such a disgusting poll, this one. Always. To see the weirdos, the weird ones are always on YouTube somehow. I think sometimes, I guess, like my stream is, you know, on the YouTube recommended videos that you can have. And you always have like weird people because like, I'm sorry to say, and I know like, sorry, I need to focus.
I'm also eating with my other hand, so...
Yeah, my mitigation here was really bad, but we're not talking about that. I think like if you go into YouTube and you click on like the stream of a person with like, you know, 0 viewers or 1 viewers, you cannot be a normal person, I think. Like there's some kind of problem. Oh, it's the one with force march. It will be very fun to solve. Oh no! The lecture, the math lecture has finished. Well, too bad. It's the sign that we need to stop afterwards.
Oh, no more math lecture.
Trickshot Simulator is still, you know, going strong. What I'm leaving? Wait, I have the second one. I'll put like I've prepared the second lecture in, you know, in case we would need it. So I can put like the second lecture. Can I do that like right now? Am I crazy enough to like... Wait, what on the mechanics?
Fine, it's mouth off with half cleave. I mean, I haven't done this 100 times.
What is she doing? Yeah, you have like your second lecture. Please enjoy. I hope that you have like followed what was the first lecture, because it's building on that. I shouldn't have used my, because you can use your dash to not solve the mechanic properly. It's so funny to me because like there's also a case of will NL finish like his trick shot before the end of the stream? I know the answer because I know the length of the video, but you don't. Or maybe you do if you watch like NL's like entire VODs, but like who are you? You're probably Miyabi, because Miyabi is like watching NL's like entire VODs of NL. I would know if we had voice. Yeah, I mean, I really thought about like putting NL, the sound like very low, and I thought that no, it's too crazy, you can't do that. I cannot steal NL's content. You're pushing when we cannot go further than that?
I know. Sorry, I'm distracted.
It's certainly something, you know. I think it's like the biggest lesson of streaming is that it's hard. It's like so hard to, you know, do 1 million things at the same time. I know I'm like, if you like, you cannot criticize streamers because they play bad. It's like, it's embedded into streaming. You don't have a choice. Wall to wall means wall to wall. So true. Oh, the matter of popping off like on the second lesson, this is pretty insane. I'm offering a moment of silence to you and not like the mother, but there's that insane NL quote about being criticized about gameplay. No, because I know the one like the games you're playing when he was playing some Papa Pizzeria, but like on gameplay, I don't remember which one it is. But it's like, okay, if you come into like, I'm sorry, but if you come into like a chat and watching like a stream being a type A chatter, just tells, you know, more about you than the streamer. But what do I know? Just imagine being a type A chatter. I'm waiting for the quote. I'm like watching the chat, waiting for the quote. Maybe I should focus on healing you.
I'm fine. I have all my map.
I mean, we haven't used like Living Dead, right?
Yeah.
So I'm still doing like pretty alright.
It was in the pool before. I was getting really low, but I had Abyssal Drain up in like 3 seconds, and then you Benediction to me, and I was like, no.
Too bad. It's hard, I think. Like, I think it's the hardest class, Dark Knight, to, as a healer, remember where the tank is in their rotation, in their mitigation rotation. Yeah. Like, I can't keep the... I was like, that was spicy. I'm taking some risks here.
I wouldn't have any time.
So I still have a lot of crafting to do. This is a bit crazy. But well, like, it was like crafting on stream, and like the purpose was yapping, and I think we had good yap. I don't know when you came into the stream. Or were you there from the beginning?
A little bit after, because I was asleep.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, understandable.
I was like, I'll just lay down for a little bit. Oh my god.
I mean, I was able, as I said, like into the stream, I was able to you know, rest properly, but like,
I had to get up.
yes, exactly. This one, you want to get into the bubble. Take this one. Mechanic has been solved. Then you can grid the second one. Who cares if we see it? But yeah, I think we had like good yap in general. And like the rest of the crafting, yeah, I can do that with the game being completely idle, right? I don't need to be here. Just do other things. I will really enjoy my week of break, I will say. Even though we are obviously playing the game a little bit.
It's fun. Wednesday and Thursday, I think. I need to double check, because I've checked the sheet earlier, and it's still missing 2 people filling it out, but I'm pretty sure we're planning to go Wednesday,
We
Thursday.
know who they are. I don't even have to... I found a quote. I'm listening. Yeah, just grid that one. I mean, I think we'll kill even before the mechanic is starting, but...
Yeah.
I found the quote and there's no... Are you copying the quote by hand?
Writing it out, like...
The entire... I mean, you don't have a choice, like you have to find a video and then you kind of have to write what NL is saying, but... I will say, like, Miu is usually like such an aggressive tank. And I've always, you know, been not angry, but like I've always tell him that he was kind of a crazy tank in terms of like dashing and then taking like enemies very fast. I think you're even crazier than him.
I'm quite an aggressive tank.
I mean, I don't mind, but every once in a while someone my age pops into the chat and says, you should be madder that you're not doing better at video games. I go, buddy, you got me confused with a mirror. We are 35 years old. Do you want me to get mad at not being better at Mario? I mean, this is true. Like, it's, again, when we had like the crazy people on Dark Souls, it's like, play the game, or like, why are you already there? How is this possible?
Yeah, sorry. I'm very like, my sprint is very much timed to...
Yeah, because I tend to sprint like at the beginning of a pull, just, you know, before taking the first enemy, so you have like the 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But I know that some people are not doing that.
I sprint at like the end of a pull, so I still have it's most of it. And I have
but the mirror
stride on.
The mirror take is
ready.
Yeah. The mirror take is so base, like those people are mad at themselves and they push it out. Clearly. I mean, you can see when some people are just like, you know that they are coming into stream not like just to be, you know, simply entertained. There's something like a bit vicious in the way they are interacting. Because I feel like, at least I'm mostly a lurker. If I do like interact in the chat, it's really because I'm trying to, you know, make a good impression, let's say. But like some people are coming into chat and you know that they are a bit crazy in there. in their head. So yeah, I do agree with NL here, but you know, often I do when he's like berating chatters. I think like I think you told me like off stream that NL is going a bit hard on people, and I'm like, well, deserved. Notice me, streamers, and it's like it's less notice me, and it's like it's more like, oh, you're my friend, and I want, you know, to be here and to create some interaction in the chat, because I know it's not easy, you know, to stream when you're completely alone. I mean, you mean. I will say I don't know why I have so much yap in me when I'm so tired. There was the video the other day, he was banning someone for telling him you cannot go by that, the store is closed. Like, a real life store? Yes, he's a bit crazy though. Okay. But it's like the difference between like... I don't know. I was not watching, I was like reading chat, sorry.
I shielded you, you're fine.
I'm sorry, He was like, the store cannot be closed, it's a massive chain, you're trolling me. I mean, okay. Okay. He's going a bit hard sometimes. But I will say, when you have like so much viewers, and you're like, you know that in general people are just, you know, type 2, type A chatters, but like in real life, I do understand that you're going a bit like easy on the ban button. But I think NL is also someone that, you know, will apologize most of the time for his mistakes, so, well. The DPS was really good, right? I think.
Yeah.
Well, 3 hours of stream. This is... I'm done. I'm done for today. Okay, bitter memories, yes. I'm still, you know, I have the quest and I'm farming them like passively. I think like I have enough of them to do all the like the weapons that I have left to do, but it's like, yeah, I can just like farm passively. So this
I
is...
can't have any quests on the side of my screen.
Yes. This was the last let me just write. This was the last stream for a little while, since like I'm taking a week of break, as we have like explained already. We'll be coming back with some interesting things. I think we'll be finishing Dark Souls like very soon after the break, and we'll finish also Layton very soon as well. I think it will be in a similar week. A Leaf of Their Books will come back on the Friday in 2 weeks, and we will do our bit on the Sumida River and fishing. This is my promise. She will lose all the muscle memory for Dark Souls 1. I don't think so. I think like we've done like the hardest, and like this is like pretty straightforward right now. So I think like Dark Souls 1 shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, so no stream for like the following week. It doesn't mean that I won't be in the server, so if you want to hang out in the server, obviously I will be here. I might do a few things like with the community, or maybe I won't. It's like a non-committal, you know, statement. I know that, you know, people want me like on repo, and you will have to bargain, you know, a bit harder than that. You will all be playing, no, I don't want to play this game like the entire, I don't want to do that. And all the server as well, and I will be crying. No, it's just that we had like some things with the static, that's why we were like, you know, but...
Had to chat with the girlies.
Yes, like it has been such a long time since we played, you know, with the entire group. It's like playing chess with Ellie. Were you playing chess? When we were checking, you were like on the you know, Wordle and things like this, but like you were playing chess. I don't want to chess stream when? I don't know. I don't want to play chess on stream because it's very like nerve-wracking for me, but Siggy did promise she won't be available once the patch drops. She promised that she won't be here? Like she said that like she is denying you, is what you mean. Which is like fair, considering like we will be extremely busy with a lot of things. For games that are not like 14, yeah, I mean, I get it. We'll see, but I'll pop at least, you know, I'll try to pop in the voice chat when you're there just to discuss. I think it's like, it's good. But yeah, we will mostly focus on 14 for like 14 reasons. Vi is already not real. She's on stream. She's like, she's the realest person here, I think.
I'm not real.
At some point, we need to you know, do some like chibi models for you on like P-Crew or something, so we can like put your model on the screen.
And a good enough one.
She's so gone. I still feel her nearby. Oh my god. Okay, so that's basically it for today. Thank you for hanging out. I know it was kind of like a very very chill stream in general. And like we were mostly yapping about things and not doing a lot of content, although we had like, I guess, 1 hour of roulettes. But like, take care of you this weekend and the next week. I made it to the end of the stream. I'm so proud of you. And I'll see you, yeah, in 2 weeks. Be nice, because I'm still watching. I'm always watching. You cannot escape my gaze. And bye-bye.